shrimp. Wash the shrimp in water and pat them dry. Pat them dry. And in a bowl, place the shelled and deveined shrimp. Yeah. And then you add your yogurt and refrigerate overnight. Okay, in a non-stick fry pan, we're going to cook a teaspoon of chopped garlic in a little oil until the garlic is slightly golden, and pour half the amount of the beaten eggs, and then season with salt and pepper. Then you flip it, flip, and remove from the pan. Repeat with the rest of the eggs, and then you let it cool for 5 minutes, and you finally slice the thin omelets, set aside. And now the shrimp that is in our refrigerator, we take it out and season with salt. And in the same fry pan that we set aside, we're going to add another tablespoon of oil and add two teaspoons of chopped garlic and cook until it's slightly golden. And we're going to make sure that the oil is hot oil. Now we saute the shrimp. For about a minute or two, and you add pepper, and then you set it aside. Now in a small bowl, we're going to dilute the soy sauce with water. Set aside. In a wok, add the remaining oil, and you cook the remaining garlic until it is slightly golden. Then cook the vegetables, and then you stir fry until they are slightly translucent. Then season with salt and pepper. Then you transfer to a plate. And in that same wok, you're going to add butter, and stir fry the sliced green onions until it is golden. And you add your rice and stir until each grain is evenly coated with butter. Spread the rice evenly on the wok and let it cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. And scrape any grains of rice that may be stuck on the wok with a spatula. Scrape any remaining rice. Now you add the soy sauce. When the rice start popping and jumping up in the wok. Now you add the sliced omelet, the shrimp, the vegetables, and the diced chicken to the wok. You toss using 2 spatulas and cook for another 3 to 4 minutes. Add your coriander and finish with a dash of sesame oil and some pepper, and you're done. That is our gumjeon. Now you are still a little bit hungry, so I'm going to be making you dessert. A dessert slash a drink dessert. This is called jabamo, which means a 3-color dessert. And it's called that because it has 3 visible layers of different things. Okay, so there's 3 different layers in this dessert. The top layer is going to be our green layer, and for that we're going to need 3.5 cups of water and 1.5 teaspoons sugar is dissolved, and that takes approximately 2 to 3 minutes. After that, we're going to skim off the foam using a sieve or a spoon, and discard. Now we add the pandan paste and combine well. Now you pour the jelly mixture into a medium dish or bowl, and use a spoon to skim off the bubbles from the top of the jelly. We set it aside and allow it to cool for an hour. Cool. Refrigerate for 4 hours until it is firm. Once the jelly sets, we're going to get a knife and cut around the edges and cut the jelly into thin bars, approximately 1.5 to 2 inches thick. Now you grate the jelly using a mandolin. Don't know what that is. And you refrigerate until it is ready to serve. Okay, now we're making the red layer. Now you're going to get a colander and pour in your red beans and rinse several times with cold water and wash away any of the canned liquids. Wash it away. And now you drain it and place in a medium bowl. And in a small saucepan, we're going to heat the water until it boils. Then you add in your sugar and stir until it is dissolved. That takes approximately 2 to 3 minutes. Now you're going to let your red beans soak in the syrup until the dessert is ready to be served. Now for the yellow layer, in a small bowl, we're going to add the mashed mung beans, and sugar. Mash mung beans and sugar. Combine until the mixture is smooth and creamy, and you set aside until ready to serve. And now that we have all 3 layers to serve the dessert, we're going to add half a cup of crushed ice into a clear glass or dessert dish. Add 2 to 3 teaspoons of red beans, 1 to 2 teaspoons of mashed mung beans, 2 to 3 tablespoons of pandan jelly, and add another half cup of crushed ice, and top the dessert with a heaping spoon of coconut sauce. And that is your 3-color dessert. You'd want to eat that right away so then the ice doesn't completely melt, but you can store any remaining amounts into the fridge and enjoy within the week. This one is really nostalgic to me because I remember getting my first ever haircut at a salon, like my first ever, and I was known for having like super long hair. So getting my hair cut, and then after my mom went into some Vietnamese like diner or whatever, and she ordered this, and I was like, what the heck is that? That looks disgusting. And then she gave me some, and then I took it from her because it was so good. Now we're going to be making a lotus mooncake with salted egg yolks. Oh my god, sorry. I have this thing where it's like, my birthday is on October 27th, coming up by the way, but I have this thing where like the number 10, October 27, the date, I see that number everywhere, like in the time. When I look at the time, it's always 10:27. When I look at like, it's just different things, it's always going to say 10:27, and this article was updated on 10/27/2021, and that's like insane. That like scared me a little. Like, you saw my genuine reaction to that. Okay, anyways, lotus mooncake. I had these all the time when I was a child. I have it occasionally juice of half a lemon. I got glitter in my eye and that like stung like how a lemon would. Something's happening to me, I don't know. It's the power of the mooncake. Okay, so for the syrup, we're going to put the sugar, and water in a saucepan over medium heat. You stir to dissolve the sugar, and once it's boiled, you're going to add the lemon juice and stir it, and immediately turn the heat down to low. Now you're going to keep the lid off and let the syrup simmer for about 60 to 70 minutes. Simmer until the sugary liquid turns a light amber color, and do not stir during this time frame. And now the liquid is going to look super watery, but once it cools down, it's going to get a lot thicker. Try not to overcook it because it will become thick like caramel. Now we're going to pour the sugary liquid into a heat-proof container and let it cool completely before stirring it into the fridge. Okay, and now for the mooncake filling, which is going to be lotus mooncakes. We're going to need 12 ounces of dried lotus seed and 4 to 4.5 cups of water and 1 cup of powdered sugar and 1/4 cups of peanut oil or corn oil and 1/3 of a cup of maltose. I don't know what that is either. We use our imagination. Now using a butter knife, we're going to gently split the lotus seeds in half through the top opening. Remove and discard the green center, which is very bitter. And now we're going to rinse them and transfer to a large bowl and cover with at least 2 inches / 5 centimeters of water and let them soak overnight. Good night, little lotus seeds. Good night, good night, good night. And the next day, good morning, lotus seeds. We're going to wash and drain the lotus seeds. And in a pot, add the lotus seeds and 4 cups of water. The water level should be above the lotus seeds. storing it in the fridge in an airtight container. And now the third part of the mooncake, which is going to be the salted duck egg yolk. It must be salted. You can buy raw salted duck eggs. Crack the eggs open and take out the yolks. Now we're going to gently rinse the yolks under a small stream of running water to wash off any residual egg white. And then you preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And then you dip each yolk, dip it in a clear Chinese liquor made from some sort of grain. I don't know. And then just to like briefly coat it. And then you put the egg yolks on a baking sheet. On a baking sheet lined with the parchment paper. And you bake for 8 to 10 minutes. And after we take it out and let it cool, let it cool completely, they're ready to be used. You can also buy whole cooked salted duck eggs and extract the whole yolk. Extract the whole yolks. The fourth part of the mooncake, which is going to be the dough. We're going to need 140 milliliters of sugar syrup, a third of a cup of peanut oil or corn oil, and 1 teaspoon of lye water, and 1 and 2/3 cups flour, about 250 grams, and more for dusting. So first, we're going to mix the sugar syrup, oil, and lye water together. And you're going to add the mixture to the flour and use a rubber spatula to fold and combine everything into a soft dough. And you don't want to overwork the dough. This should only take about a minute or 2. And now you cover the dough in an airtight container or with an overturned plate. You let it rest in the fridge for an hour. We can also leave it overnight if we want. Good night, dough. Okay, and now we're going to assemble our mooncakes. Okay, while the dough is resting on the side, we're going to assemble the filling. Each mooncake should weigh about 100 grams after assembly. So we're going to separately weigh out 12 58 grams scoops of lotus filling and 6 70-gram scoops of lotus filling, and you shape each portion into balls, little tiny filling balls. Next, you take one of the 58 grams of lotus balls and you make a deep well in the middle, and insert 1 salted duck egg yolk into the middle. Then you close the top and reshape it into a ball. You repeat that for the remaining 11 pieces. It's a good idea to put them back into the fridge, covered until you are ready to assemble the rest of the mooncakes. Okay, and once the dough has finished resting, that was in our fridge, we're going to prepare the mooncake mold. We're going to wrap a mooncake mold with clear plastic wrapping because we will use it to press the mooncake from the bottom. And now you're going to dust the inside of the mold with plenty of flour and shake off the excess. Now you're going to repeat this process before pressing every mooncake some sort of contraption that is used to make this mooncake. It has like a spring on it. You just press it out, and the bottom piece will come out with your mooncake. But you have to be very gentle, or else your entire mooncake will fall apart. And now we place the mooncakes on a baking sheet as we make them, and repeat until we have assembled all 18 mooncakes. And now to bake the mooncakes, we're